Hi, my name is Aruna. Today I'll be explaining what all I have implemented in Module 4 Rocket Elevators Express backend project. It's a Node.js and Express REST API for Rocket Elevators functionality. So I'll quickly explain the core features, endpoints, and how it works. So basically, this project handles elevator agent data, pricing tiers, and calculating cost. It also supports the get and post endpoints for most of the requests. So I use the environment variables for configuration and middleware for JSON parsing and logging. So the agent data and here it is. See, all the agent data and pricing are in a separate file called agent and cost dot javascript file, and agents have metadata. So all the metadata is saved here, the package.json file, and there is one more file you are seeing here, package.logjson. So it's actually automatically generated by npm when we install the dependencies, and the package.json has all the metadata, dev dependencies, scripts, and dependencies like express. So that is present in the package.json. So agent and costs file has this like agents info with all email addresses, like the region and the fee they charge, and their names, first name and last name, all of this is here. And the pricing tiers is here, like like for standard tier what is the pricing here, or for premium tier what is the pricing here, Xilium. So everything is here. This is the data layer, and the core logic is mentioned in the residential calculator .js file. Here it is. Yeah, it is here. So the main calculation is in the residential calculator file. It determines like how many elevators are needed for a building based on the apartments, tier and floors, all of that. So that logic is mentioned here. So the validation checks ensure apartments and floors all are positive integers and no tire is invalid. Like if you put some tier as like gold or ruby, it won't give you a successful message. It gives you invalid tier message. So um, so the only valid tier options are standard, premium, Xilium. Only those are accepted. And I will show you like how these requests like when they hit the server, what is the response. I'll show you in Postman. For now I'm just explaining what all this code does. And the cost is computed by like how the cost is calculated based on apartments and floors. So here it is the validation part. If you see here, it is the cost of average doors per floor. This is the cost. Elevators per column. So we are sealing, like we are making it to a round figure. The total elevators is elevators per column into number of columns. So all this calculation part is here. um, so yeah, this is the core logic. And coming to the API endpoints, I have mentioned in the app.js file. So I'll show you what all the different endpoints I have implemented here. One second. Simulation. Okay, it starts here, all the routes. So this is the basic, like welcome endpoint. So when it hits the server, it displays welcome to the root endpoint, and then get hello world. This is the hello endpoint. This is the status endpoint. When you hit this endpoint, so this is the message we are seeing in the terminal. It tells like server is running on this port 3000. So I'm using the port 3000. So what all the ports we want to implement, we can mention here like 5000 or anything. You can mention here in the port. And this is the endpoint for the error simulation endpoint. Then there is email list endpoint. Here is the region average endpoint, like what all the average fees of all the agents per region. So we can see here, and there are a lot of validations around this endpoint. I will show you in Postman clearly, because there you can see both request and response. You can understand what that validation is. Okay, so if you come down, so this is the residential elevator calculation endpoint. So how many floors, like how many apartments we choose, so that like number is considered and calculated. um, and there are also a couple of validations around this endpoint. We will check for the missing parameters, and we will check for the invalid parameters and everything, how the system is taking up the invalid values, everything I'll show you. Okay, so I'll quickly show like what all I have implemented. I also have implemented the post request, and this is the endpoint for the contact us form. So here we are passing first name and last name as the query parameters. Right now I haven't set up the MongoDB, so we are not dealing with storing of data in the database, but I will use these two parameters as query parameters, and I'll show you the post request. So these are the different endpoints. So endpoints, they validate the query parameters and request bodies. For the I think I'll do that in with Postman. One second, I'll open Postman. So if you see here, you're seeing right. I will run one by one quickly. See, so you're seeing the response. Welcome to the root endpoint. Next get request is hello. Then I can run the entire test suite, but I want to show you exactly what each get request is doing. So that's why I'm just slowing down little bit, but I'll show you one by one. Status. So what is status is doing? Server is running on port 3000 in local environment. Okay. What is error simulation is doing? If I run this, it will show simulated server error. See, this is the server error, intentional error for testing. We will get the 500 internal server error. So this is the error message we are testing. Test route is not needed. That is, we'll go for email list. If you run this one, you will get the emails of all the agents. And next one, average region. Like if you choose for north, so what is the average of the rating and average of the fee of all agents in the north region? So that is shown here in the response. If you see here, you can see the values. Missing region, like if there is a missing region, it will ask please provide a region as a query parameter. So I have actually implemented this automation suite for some like good testing purpose, so that we will have like lot of clarity on the validations. And unknown region, see, if it does not exist, it will say no agent is found in this region. Okay, next one, standard. Okay, see what all like the elevators are available in this cost for this standard tier. We can see here, this is the valid scenario. For example, if the tier is missing, okay, it will ask please it will show missing query parameters, apartments and floors, and missing apartments also. If the apartment is missing in the endpoint URL, it will show the user this message: missing query parameters, floors and tires. Missing floors, so here also it will show the same message. And if there is an invalid tier, like I provided, if you see, I gave platinum. So this platinum is an invalid, so it's saying invalid tier. Like that, apartments not a number, it's giving apartments and floors must be positive integers greater than 0. See, I have given some like text, it's not accepting it. And floors also it won't accept. If you give some random text or negative numbers, it won't accept. And apartments not in one second, if the apartment and floors are not integers, we will see this response message. Apartment and floors must be positive integers greater than 0. So these are the granular level implementations of all the validations. Okay. And apartments and floors must be positive integers greater than 0. This is one validation. So apartments, okay. Floors also it should be greater than 0. And let's do the post. See, post, I am posting some message here and it will give me the response. Okay. And this is the body. I'm getting the post response. So this is pretty much like I have implemented these endpoints, get and post requests, and I have shown you all the validations. So this I think will complete my actually presentation. And this backend actually is like a modular, and it can be integrated with front end or services. And I think I will wrap up my presentation. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.